In today's video, we look at the GTX 1050 Ti in 2023. We would take a look at 4 games, including Watch Dogs Legion, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Far Cry 6, and of course, Cyberpunk 2077. We will be testing at 1080p low and at 900p low. Let's jump right into those benchmarks. Our first game up is Watch Dogs Legion at 1080p low, an average of 41, a minimum of 23 and a maximum of 73. And at 900p low, an average of 52, a minimum of 34 and a maximum of 66. So as we can see with Watch Dogs Legion, 1080p low is kind of pushing it, not really good enough, but 900p low, average of 52, that's going to be just about playable for most people. So I'd say 900p low, maybe even drop into 720p low if you really had to. And Shadow of the Tomb Raider next, 1080p low, an average of 38, a minimum of 50 and a maximum of 81. And at 900p low, an average of 63, a minimum of 46 and a maximum of 104. So as we can see with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, again 1080p even low is kind of a push here. But 900p low, an average of 63, again, it's going to be really good for most people. And if you really needed to, again, the option of changing some settings or even going down to 720p low or even some kind of like FSR and what have you could actually help out with that. So yeah, overall Shadow of the Tomb Raider is playable 900p low. And Far Cry 6 next, 1080p low, an average of 67, a minimum of 54 and a maximum of 80. 900p low, an average of 71, a minimum of 62 and a maximum of 85. So this is really impressive here for Far Cry 6, 1080p low is actually playable. 67 frames average was actually really good, and Far Cry 6, certainly at 1080p low, is very playable, and you could even potentially knock up a few sliders there and maybe go a mix between low to medium. So yeah, really good. And lastly, Cyberpunk 2077, 1080p low, an average of 31, a minimum of 21 and a maximum of 42. And 900p low, an average of 43, a minimum of 28 and a maximum of 60. So as we knew, Cyberpunk 2077 really unplayable, even at 900p low on the 1050 Ti. So unfortunately, if you are looking to get Cyberpunk and you are wanting to play Cyberpunk, it isn't playable, the 1050 Ti. I mean, 43 frames average per second, I mean, even at 900p low, it's just way too low. It's just unplayable, unfortunately. Now, I am sorry I haven't been able to test more games, just due to time restraints and game downloads and what have you have kind of restricted the time I've had to test more games here. But overall, yeah, the 1050 Ti is struggling in 2023. It will play more sort of esports games, so if you did want to go towards like CSGO, that's going to be perfectly fine. Rocket League's going to be fine, and even Fortnite it's going to be about 60 frames per second, even at 1080p low, so you might have to obviously move some sliders and what have you to get that, but overall, yeah, it's going to be enough for esports games. I'm sorry I haven't actually tested any esports games here, but again, due to time restrictions, this is what's come out. But overall, the 1050 Ti in 2003, I would avoid it. I'd certainly go now. The bare minimum you want is a GTX 1060, 6GB really, I'd say, in 2023 is the absolute lowest card that I would go to. The 1050 Ti, I think, is an avoid now, unfortunately. That it's just not going to perform well in modern games, unfortunately. But yeah, like I said, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and obviously leave a comment if you want to leave a comment on the 1050 Ti, or if you have got any other comments, please let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.